since 2009, we found that there is need to mobilize the church in Africa to engage in mission, primary mission, that is proclamation of the gospel, disciple making, and church planting. And therefore we've been running several workshops as a means to mobilizing the church towards realizing that goal and objective.
We've developed quite a partnership over the last 4 or 5 years with Church Army in particular, doing trainings and workshops, and most recently this Training of Trainers workshop, which is going on this week. Christ has given us the Great Commission, go and make disciples of all nations. And for me, that's my heart, my passion, and to equip men and women within the Kenyan church to really understand that clearly as the mission that Christ has given to us, to make disciples. So this workshop this week is really two things. One is making disciples, the clarity and the mission of that for the church in the world, and particularly here in Kenya and East Africa. But secondly, we're also equipping men and women to be effective trainers. What does that involve? Well, they have to understand good principles of effective training. What is the basis? What brings something or causes something to be effective as a training? And then good methodology.
So far we've managed to mobilize the church to plant over 300 churches by now. And so the current workshop we are running is in the same spirit currently at Church Army. We've brought church leaders from across the region to be equipped and to be sensitized on the need to continue mobilizing the church for church growth. So that's basically the objective of this workshop.
So we're very much emphasizing dialogue education or dialogue learning as opposed to just monologue lecturing, as what I think many of us experience over and over. So we have been very heavily engaged on those two elements this week, and it's been exciting to see the participants embrace, I think, both with a heart and a commitment, at least verbally, commitment to really carry those things forward from here. And today we got to see them practice good methodology and principles in the classroom as effective trainers.
We were called to come for a TOT training, which is a training to train evangelists and people who are involved in mission work or evangelism, so that they may train other people.
It is a course that is to equip us to go and equip other leaders, so as to mobilize them to go and start church planting.
Since we started the learning on Monday, I want to thank God because what I was having in my heart, in my mind, on the side of producing leaders or making leaders so that they may go and plant churches, is not what I have come to learn. I have come to learn that I, as a leader, I'm supposed to go out to make other leaders who will go out to plant churches, and wherever they will go and plant the churches, sincerely they will be able to make leaders.
It is very encouraging. I've learned so many things about church planting, and also how to have dialogue with the people. And I've seen the work of church planting is not one person doing. You need people, you need a group to work with, and I have learned how to minister to churches.
There are some steps that I should use so that I can make a good church, so that the church that will come from that place, it will be great.
It has been such an eye-opener to me that I will be able to implement the same learning skills, and especially the part that really touched me was the learning skill where everybody is involved and you start from assessing the needs of the learners, and then from there you proceed on and you are able to work together with the members.
such training is really developing on us with the church planters. I'm a missionary, and preferably since I started working, I've been working in the mission areas where churches have been planted. So I think the experience I'm getting from here really will help me to develop and to grow further than the way I've been.
The training has been very beneficial, owing to the fact that I've been impacted and I've been really quite informed on how to use, how to plant small churches. Because basically, early on, we used to think that a church needs to be a bigger one. You start big, but through the training, I know that you need just not much resources for a church to be planted.
What is very important, what was required of us, is to understand what is the position of the church today in the task of church planting as per the Great Commission. The other issue was that if the church is set to be transformed into a reproducing church, and also the 12 principles of teaching adults, because once we have come to this place, we have come out of this place, we are going to go back to our churches and then instruct them of how they are supposed now to come up as leaders and go and start churches elsewhere.
There are many gaps where we have no churches, and I've learned how to can start churches in small groups, in small home churches, and that one will help.
What I can say about church planting is that church planting is the purpose of the church. That is the core aim of which God designed the church for. And therefore, it is the call of God to each and every church to go out there and plant at least a church as a sign of reproduction.
Now, we just have to pray that the Holy Spirit will really root these things deep within them so that they'll carry it in their parishes, in their dioceses, and make disciples by effective equipping and training and mobilizing people within their own congregations and within their own parishes.
We brought church leaders from across the region to be equipped and to be sensitized on the need to continue mobilizing the church for church growth. So that's basically the objective of this workshop. When they go to mobilize the whole church on the grassroots, and we want to see more churches planted, more people discipled for Christ as Africa gets evangelized.